Okay, you guys, so what I have here is just a beef pot roast. Okay, you can get this is a chuck pot roast. I know they have different kinds, but this is what this is that I have right here. So we're gonna go ahead and start preparing this. I'm gonna puncture it because I want it to be tender, and basically we're just gonna go ahead and get this bad boy seasoned up, and I just poke as many little holes in it that I want. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with onion powder. Let's go ahead and hit it with some onion powder. We're gonna hit it with some garlic powder. Y'all know what garlic powder look like, okay? Then we're gonna hit it with one of my favorites, the complete seasoning. Super good on pretty much anything that you cook. We're gonna coat this bad boy really nice because we want, everything's about flavor. So we're gonna go with the Prime Cuts coarse seasoning. Go ahead and hit it with that. And listen up, I'm gonna say this again for the people in the front and the back. If you do not have to use as much seasoning as I use. I like flavor. Some of y'all are okay with food being bland. I'm not. I'm from New Orleans originally. And then my dad's family is from Mississippi. We love to season, okay? We don't do bland. Okay, so again, y'all didn't hear that. Use your own discretion on your seasoning. I'm just showing you how I prep my pot roast. And this is your smoked paprika, which is not salty at all. But I'm always gonna go with Tony Kateris, or however y'all say it, Tatris, whatever. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with some of that. Here we go. And we're gonna flip it on the other side and do the exact same thing. I'm not trimming this steak this pot roast at all, because I want that fat and flavor to cook in and cook down. It'll render itself because we're actually going to prepare this one in the crock pot. Okay, and if y'all are wondering, I'm just doing the exact same thing but on the opposite side. Same seasonings, opposite side. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just, like I said, the same thing, opposite side. Now I am excuse me, if you ain't, look, if it ain't seasoned, you ain't sneezing. Okay, all right, let's get this black pepper. That's how you know you season it right. Yes, I'm turning my head for anybody that's gonna want to say something crazy. All right, so there we go. So we're hitting it with the padilla again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep my skillet, because we're gonna toss this bad boy in some flour and we're gonna brown it on both sides. And then I'm gonna use the remainder of that to make a homemade gravy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this bad boy tossed in some flour and in the skillet. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead now and get some flour on our pot roast. Let's get it with some flour. You don't need to go crazy. Just regular self-rising flour is fine for those of y'all that are beginning and learning how to cook. You know, that's what my channel is basically about. So I think that may be enough right there. So you don't have to go crazy with it. We just want to coat it with the flour, okay? So I'm gonna flip it over. Let's get this side. That seasoning still got me. Okay, you guys. So let's hit this side with just a little bit more flour. And you guys are gonna see, this will be fun because I'm gonna do homemade gravy. This will be something else I'm gonna do homemade. All right. Let's get your corners, get your sides with the flour, because you want to coat the whole thing, because that's going to help out with your gravy. Okay, let's toss it one more time in there. Hey, feel free to use your hands too. You don't have to. I'm using a fork, but you don't have to. You don't have to do that. You can pick it up with your hands, whatever. Y'all know I always wash my hands multiple times when I'm cooking. And sometimes I wear gloves. It just depends on what I'm cooking. So now, this is just vegetable oil right here. Y'all can see that. So we're gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of this vegetable oil in here. And we're gonna put this bad boy, I'm not gonna put that back on there. Let's let that, you know, warm up just a bit. My skillet was already hot, so it won't take it long. Because we definitely want to get just a good brown out of this before we toss it in the crock pot. Okay. Get this going. May look like a lot of flour to you all, but guess what? Like I said, after I brown this, I'm going to be using this to make my homemade brown gravy. Okay, I think we might be good to go. I don't really have to toss it too much because I need all this, whatever's left in the bottom of the pan is going to be the best part. All right, y'all see that? Let me get this out the way because I'm still going to use some of this for my gravy. All right, let me get y'all closer. There we go. I promise y'all, once my channel take off, I'll have a better camera setup. But for right now, we're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna get this going just like this. We're gonna make it do what it do. So y'all see, so right now it's literally just browning. I'm gonna just brown it lightly on both sides. Y'all see that? Okay. Okay, y'all. And I already got my crock pot over here in the background just kind of warming up. And I'm just gonna use just a big old crock pot that I, just cook my red beans and rice, black eyed peas, whatever. Any dishes that I want to cook over a long period of time and I want them to be tender, I just use a good old fashioned crock pot. Y'all can, some of y'all are gonna say, oh, use an air fryer. Well, that's new age stuff, but I want this to cook very slow. And cook, this will be dinner for me and Major. It's almost 2 o'clock here in Dallas. So I'm gonna say, how about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, this bad boy gonna be ready. All right, y'all, check that out. See how that's brown like that? That's all we want. You ain't trying to fry it or nothing like that. You just want that good golden brown on there. That's it. And we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. And then she's going in this crock pot. Let's check it out. Remember, we're not cooking it. We just want that nice brown. Y'all see that? Look how brown and nice that look. Okay. So I'm going to take my skillet off the stove for just a minute because I don't want it to burn, because then your gravy is going to taste burnt if that's what you do. Okay. So let's move back just a bit and let's go over here and visit the crock pot. Like I said, I already had my crock pot on, so we just going to drop her in there. Yes, I use my crock pot a lot, so it's, it's clean, but it has that little, I don't know, that don't go away. I don't know why. So we're gonna drop it in there, and let's go ahead and get this gravy going. Let's go ahead and make our natural gravy, our homemade gravy, whatever you guys want to call it. Okay, so let me go ahead now and get my skillet back over here, and let's get this gravy started. See that? That's left in the bottom. Y'all see that? Hold on. Y'all see that? All that you want to keep. You don't want to get rid of none of that, because that's where your flavor is at, right there, and the crust and everything. So we're gonna scratch all that up. Okay, y'all. Let's go with this gravy. Now we're going to go ahead. The grease is still hot, from browning the pot roast. So what we're gonna do now is add our flour. Okay, I'm gonna just start at, I just wing it, that's 1 little spoonful, That's probably gonna be amount to about about 4 tablespoons of flour. Okay, and we're just gonna brown that. This is now, look out, this is almost the same way you're gonna make a roux, but I'm doing homemade gravy. Y'all see how that's browning pretty quickly, but don't be fooled, because if you do not brown it enough, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna turn into cream gravy and not brown gravy. Okay, so we're gonna keep on. I'm gonna turn my heat down just a little, because I'm also, yeah, it's browning just like, it's almost gonna look like it's burnt, but you definitely don't want to burn it. So now here, I'm gonna hit it with some onion. Yes, hit it with some onion. I'm gonna put my bell pepper into everything a little bit later, once the pot roast is just about done at the end, because I want those to stay a little coarse. You know, like I said, y'all can use your own preference. If you want to cook all the way through, that's fine. Do whatever, you know, whatever you choose. But I'm definitely gonna add some bell pepper to it, and I'm also gonna add some potatoes. So we're gonna add potatoes close to the end. You don't want to add your potatoes right away, and here's why. They're gonna be mushy. It's gonna mess up everything. All right, y'all. They'll be so overcooked and just mushy, and it's gonna have your gravy and everything way too thick. So you always put your potatoes about an hour before your whole pot roast is done. All right, y'all see that? It doesn't look like anything yet, but hold on. We're gonna brown these onions a little bit. We're gonna brown these bad boys just a little bit. Let that cook. And next thing, while those are browning, badilla again. Hit it with some badilla. Okay. We're gonna hit it with some more garlic powder. Because when you make your gravy from scratch, guess what? It'll turn out bland if you don't season it as you cook it. It will taste like, I don't know, like some paste or something. It'll be disgusting. So, a little bit of Tony Citrus. Just toss that around. I'm gonna sneeze again because Tony Citrus, I don't know, for whatever reason, always have me sneezing. Ooh, oh my goodness. Like I said, if you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning. Okay. Yeah, it's corny, but I like to say that. Okay. Then we're gonna do next. I'm gonna go ahead and add some butter. I'm gonna add half a stick of butter. Put that in there, half a stick of butter. It's still browning. It's still not dark enough, you guys, as to where I want it. I know I can eyeball it and tell if it's where I want it to be. Okay? As far as the browning. We're gonna still continue to let that cook. There's something in it. Can't stop sneezing, jeez. Whew. Okay. Anyway, let's continue to let that cook, y'all. Almost, the term rendering is, it's okay to use, but y'all learning, so we'll just say, let's just continue to let that brown. It smells so good. I wish I could smell it. All right. Now also, here's my bouillon. I was looking for my beef bouillon. Okay, so we just gonna put a little bit of, listen, chicken bouillon, beef bouillon is some of the best things to use when you're doing anything, when you're cooking chicken, or like this is a beef dish and it's just a powder form. You can buy the cubes if you like. I'll show ya. NARS, that's the brand I normally buy. And we just gonna hit it with that, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna add a lot of flavor. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna mix all that up. Y'all gonna be shocked here in a second if y'all never made homemade gravy. And then when I make my gumbo, we're gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be almost the same process because I'm gonna make a homemade roux, which is pretty much similar to making your gravy. Okay? I'm gonna switch over to a spoon so I can get these edges right here. Alright, I think it's just about the color that I would like for it to be. See how much browner that is, y'all? And don't be freaking out thinking, oh, it's burnt. No, it's not. Unless it smells burnt. So we're gonna hit it with 2 cups of water. No, it's not. It's not burnt. It's not burnt. It's not burnt. Okay. So here we go. So I'm gonna crank this heat up. I'm gonna put it on high because this is the way that I can test to see the thickness of my gravy and if I need more water. Now y'all check this out. Watch this. Watch this. It's gonna turn into gravy. It's gonna be so good. Y'all see how it's thickening? Look at that. It's starting to thick. You see? So that's telling me I need to add more water. And this is 2 cups. We're just gonna sparingly put it in there so we can see. All right? Here we go. I'm gonna remind y'all that we'll do the fresh bell pepper at the end and the potatoes, so they have a different texture. But this onion definitely brings out the flavor. Okay. All right. It's also starting to thicken, so we're gonna go ahead and add some more water. We're probably gonna end up using the whole 2 cups. That's why I said I turn it up on high, because even once this goes in the crock pot, it's gonna, as it cooks, it's gonna get thicker and thicker and thicker. So you wanna make sure that you have the right amount of water, okay? Let's see something here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the rest of it. So we're gonna go ahead and put the whole 2 cups of water in that bad boy, right? And the remaining amount of butter, which was another half stick of butter, we're gonna go ahead and put that in there as well. Let's let all this cook down for just a minute, and then we're gonna top our pot roast off with all of this deliciousness. It's gonna be super good. Me and Major gonna be eating good later on. So we're gonna let this butter cook in, and we're gonna drop this bad boy on top of this pot roast. And if y'all are wondering what sides to pair with this, you guys can do mashed potatoes and cornbread and green beans. I'm actually going to do broccoli because that's all my Major pretty much eats is broccoli when it comes to green. So I'm going to do broccoli, and then there'll be chunks of potato in there, so he'll get those carbs from the potatoes, and his veggie will be broccoli, and I'll make some cornbread. So he'll have cornbread, and we'll do rice and gravy. So I will also put some of this gravy from the pot roast on top of some jasmine rice. But you guys can do, if you just want to do pot roast by itself and maybe some asparagus or whatever, you know, just whatever, it depends whatever you want to do, how you want to do your dish. But I'm kind of, that Cajun in me loves rice. I'm a rice girl. I like potatoes as well, but I love my rice. I do love rice. We might have some yeast rolls. I don't know. We might have like some dinner rolls, some yeast rolls. I do have some yeast rolls in there. We might do that instead of cornbread. Let's see. All right, y'all see that? See that? Look at that. It's starting to bubble up. Check it out. Now look at that. Now remember, y'all, this may look like, oh, Ayana, it's a little bit runny. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because once it's in this crock pot, excuse me, it's going to be cooking for the next 6 to 7 hours. So it's going to be thick. You see how much thicker it keeps getting as it's cooking, okay? All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and pour this gravy over this pot roast. Okay, y'all, so now look, the pot roast is in here. Let's go ahead and get this gravy on top of this pot roast. The gravy is ready to roll. So we're gonna just, y'all be real careful with this. But we're gonna go ahead and put our gravy on top of the pot roast. the good old yummy homemade gravy is going right on top of the pot roast, okay? Get all the goodness out that pan because y'all think, oh, I don't want to scrape the pan. No. That's where all your flavors at, okay? So you want to make sure you get all that out. Check it out. Y'all see that? This is going to be so freaking delicious. And then, like I said, we're going to come back. I'm going to come back in probably, few hours, couple of hours. And I'm going to go ahead and do my diced potatoes in there. Potato slices. And we'll go ahead and hit it with also what am I trying to say, y'all? Bell pepper. Okay, and who knows, y'all keep watching because I love to put twists on my stuff when I'm cooking. I'm all about flavor. Matter of fact, let me check it out. I know it's perfect the way right now, but I just want to taste just a little bit. And don't y'all be tasting out y'all food and putting the spoon back in it. That's nasty. Oh my goodness, that has such a great flavor. Woo-wee. Okay. Oh my goodness, it tastes so good. I'm not tooting my own horn, but y'all, it tastes so good. Okay, you guys, so we'll come back in a couple of hours and check this bad boy out. Okay, y'all stay tuned. Just really quickly, you guys, as you check your pot roast, you may have to go in there and be like, okay, it's too thick. It's kind of thick. So you may have to go in there and add more water. Do not be scared because that's what you have seasoning for. Okay, so it's a little thick. It's starting to get thick, so I added a little more water. So you got to use your own judgment as to how much water. If you don't want to use water, you can also use beef broth. I'm not using beef broth because this is from scratch for me. So the bouillon, like I told you guys, has so much flavor. Like you're not gonna miss any flavor. I'm telling you. Okay. All right. So let's let this bad boy cook some more. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead now and check out the pot roast. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay. I know that sounds country, but hey, y'all need to look. So now it's broken up to pieces. Y'all see that? It's so tender. Like you don't need a knife or anything for it. It's just literally breaking apart. I want to keep some of the chunks because I'm gonna put it over rice. But now what we're gonna do at this point, y'all see it's cooking good. I wish y'all could smell it. So now what I did over here on the back side, y'all, it's just 2 russet potatoes that I literally just peeled and diced them. Y'all want to keep them in big chunks. Here's why. If you cut them too thin, they're just going to turn into mush inside your pot roast. So this is the reason why you keep them in big chunks, and then you also put them in at the end. So pretty much the pot roast is already done. So I'm going to go ahead and add my potatoes. We're going to get those bad boys in there. And then we're also going to go ahead and add some bell pepper. Remember, you guys, I put the the whole onion in earlier once it was cooking because I feel like that onion brings that flavor. So there we go. So we're going to mix all that up. That's just a whole chopped bell pepper and 2 medium-sized russet potatoes, okay? And let's let that cook down. I'm gonna give this probably about, we're gonna go for, with potatoes, let's let it go for about 25 to 30 minutes. And let's see, I'm gonna come back and see what this is looking at like, because I don't want my potatoes, excuse me, y'all. I don't want my potatoes to be mushy. I want them to be somewhat al dente, but not raw. Al dente means that it's gonna be a little bit coarse. You don't want them to be mushy. Unless you do, you can let it cook longer. You can let it cook longer. All right, you guys, so let's get this back covered up and let it cook for about 30 minutes. Remember, 25 to 30 minutes. Remember, this is in a crock pot, so it's not gonna cook as fast as if you're on the stove. Crock pot adds that extra love and combines all those seasonings as it should be. So crock pot cooking and putting a roast in the oven is 2 different things. Okay, you guys, so 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna come back and check it and let's see what's going on. y'all, let's check out this pot roast. She should be good and ready. Let's give it a big stir. Oh, it smells so good, looks so good. Let me show y'all. Look at that. Potatoes, nice chunky potatoes. Bell pepper, onion. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look at that. Whoa. So what we're gonna do now is, I'm gonna show y'all. Listen, you don't have to put yours over jasmine rice. I'm putting mine over jasmine rice. That's typically how I eat my pot roast. So I'm gonna be putting mine over some jasmine rice. And I'll pop some rolls in the oven a little bit later for Major. He's not ready to eat yet because he just ate a cheeseburger. So we're gonna, he's not ready to eat. I made him a cheeseburger. So I'm just gonna put a couple of, maybe a few tablespoons of rice. I don't eat a whole lot. And there you go. Y'all see that's just some good old jasmine rice right out the rice cooker. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now we're gonna go ahead and go over here and grab a couple of, I'm gonna put a couple of potatoes. Lots of veggies for me. I do love the veggies. So, put a little bit more meat on here. Major's the meat guy, so he's not gonna be so in tune to the veggies and everything. Look, you guys. Man, this is gonna be so good. Y'all top it off with red pepper flakes, Tabasco, Louisiana, black pepper, whatever you want. But I promise you, if you follow my recipe, you will not need a lot of seasoning. Bon appetit, you guys.